it's your favorite Gypsy Rose haters, and today we're going to be talking about all of the recent Gypsy Rose tea.
We're going to get into some drama today.
So the first thing that we're going to talk about, I don't think you even know about yet. So Gypsy Rose proposed to Ken.
With a ring pop?
Okay, so...
Where? How?
So she didn't, I'm joking, she didn't really propose, but she basically did. So she took him to Nobu, and you know that part.
I know, boo.
She gave him a promise ring.
Period.
The funniest...
Did it have a wolf on it?
We know she loves dogs and dog collars and dog ears,
Walk
right?
that bitch like a dog.
From all of her fun role play. But no, Gypsy basically proposed to Ken in a sense because she gave him a promise ring, which typically the man gives the promise rings.
She is the man in the relationship.
She is so desperate for this man to marry her that she literally gave him the promise ring as a sign of commitment to
you
her
left your
and their
ex-husband
family.
for him. Yeah, you're pretty fucking committed, babe.
She's committed, but shouldn't it have been Ken who was giving the promise ring? Because
he doesn't like her.
He literally doesn't like her. He looks so miserably unhappy every time they're on live together, and she's so desperate to make this man stay.
It's painfully obvious he does not like her or want to be with her.
And it's like, you can't force a man to stay with pregnancy or marriage, and clearly
Right.
Gypsy has not learned that lesson yet.
Preach it.
Because she's trying so hard to trap this man, and nothing is going to make him stay. He will ultimately leave because he's there for the money and the fame.
And the baby now.
And the baby, yes. But why,
Lord.
if it's his, but also, why did he leave her while she was in prison and then only come back when she was rich and famous?
Because he couldn't get the cookie.
So in other news, we've also heard that Gypsy's case was removed from CaseNet, which is typically a sign that you're potentially facing new charges.
Ooh.
So despite the fact that there's no double jeopardy, Gypsy could absolutely get a new charge with new evidence coming forward. So there's a major chance now that Gypsy's going to catch a new charge, which we'd all love to see because she got away with way too much.
Period.
I also think it's just crazy that Gypsy has a GoFundMe right now to support her new family while going on trips to Nobu with Ken and buying him a promise ring. She's a multi-millionaire. On top of this, she posted her baby registry. We all know that got sold out within 30 minutes. She goes on live constantly and makes a lot of money on live. She's profiting, monetizing on YouTube and TikTok, probably Instagram. She has 6 documentaries, a book, a reality series.
The list goes on.
She has more money than she could possibly need. She also gets everything for free, which she's bragged about. She doesn't like to pay for anything. So I just think it's fucking wild that this girl has the audacity to ask people, working class people, for money. People who need basic necessities. It's
like
insane.
toilet paper.
Exactly. We also know that recently Gypsy and Christy got into a huge altercation that resulted in the cops being called.
They were probably fighting over Ken because he doesn't know which one he wants. Anyways.
Gypsy thinks that Christy only wants to be involved in her life for money. From everything that we've seen, all the different, the email that we saw Gypsy write years ago when she was in prison, stating that her and Christy were on the rocks and that she didn't want to be in contact with Christy or for Christy to know anything about what was going on in her life at the time because Christy only wanted to exploit her for money. So we know that their relationship is really rocky, and we know also that we've heard a lot of talk about how Gypsy and Ken are struggling in their relationship and infidelities being accused on both sides.
He wants Christy, or maybe he wants Mr. Steve Woods. Either
he probably wants
old
Steve
lady
Woods.
Or a man. So.
I think he wants Steve Woods.
Which good for him.
Okay, here's the reality.
Steve Woods didn't kill anybody.
Here's the reality about the whole Ken and Christy situation. Christy and Ken do not want each other. I know that's a really funny joke that everybody likes to tell, but the reality is, guys, Christy wanted Gypsy to break up with Ryan or divorce Ryan and be with Ken because all of the money that Gypsy was getting was going into Ryan's bank account, because Gypsy cannot be paid for her crime. So for the documentary, the reality show, all those things, the money was being funded into Ryan's account. With Ryan out of the picture, guess where all the money's going now?
Christy! The way that Gypsy is getting her money sent to her mom's account, which then sends it to Gypsy herself, that's still considered fraud. If everyone wants to say that her exploiting herself and her baby for financial gain isn't fraud, that is quite literally fraud. You're funneling money into different accounts that you're not supposed to have access to, yet we're still making sure you get access to it.
She's a con artist.
And she always will be.
Literally, she's doing exactly what her mother taught her. And she wants to make sure that she can profit off of this crime. So she's found a loophole around the law, and all the money's going into Christy's account. And I don't know how Gypsy's getting it, but I assure you, she's finding a way to get that money.
It's getting put in her trust fund, which at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how it gets there. That money comes from her crime.
Mm-hmm.
She can't sit here and say it's from advocacy or whatever bullshit lie she wants to spin. At the end of the day, that's where it's coming from, and it is making its way to her. And I'm not sure how she hasn't gotten caught for this, because it's absolutely illegal.
Yeah, Gypsy is low down and dirty, guys. She is just...
I mean, she's smashing on train tracks. She ain't in the best of places in her life right now.
And she's a furry.
I mean, not to shame. Do your thing.
No shame.
No shame in the game.
That's it for today, guys. Next time, we're going to be talking about how Gypsy is actually the one with all the great fantasies and role play personalities, not Nick. And why we believe Rod is actually at fault and responsible for everything that happened, not Dee Dee.
The tea is piping hot. Tune in.
If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Let us know. We usually make our content individually, but if you enjoyed this, please let us know and we'll make more. And that's it for today. Bye, guys.